Hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming podcast. Today is the 14th October of 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be one of your hosts for this evening. The second host is Tygergamer. Hey Tiger, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How about you?
I am doing very well. We're here to talk about video games, aren't we?
Yep, sure are.
So let's talk about video games. You want to tell me what you have been playing last week?
First off, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh.
I am 27 hours in.
Oh, holy crap, that's a lot for you. You must enjoy it quite a lot.
I got it this past Tuesday, and I've been playing it every chance I get.
So what can you tell us about it?
The best way I can describe it is, it's like a watered down Witcher.
Okay.
They're leaning more towards the RPG elements that they introduced last year in Origins.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this year, like for example, your armor in Origins, it was purely cosmetic. It didn't have your clothing didn't have any stats or anything that aided you in battle. But this time around, you actually choose what armor you want to wear, like your chest armor, leg armor, and all that, like your typical RPG. And depending on the level, you can also upgrade your armor too. And the weapons, they're pretty much the same as they were in Origins.
So do you like this change to more of an RPG sort of style?
Yes, I do. And not to mention, they added a dialogue tree whenever you're talking to NPCs. Now that they also put more emphasis in making choices, and those choices having consequences, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I always like when there's like consequences. Just it has to be implemented well. Sometimes it's implemented like in a way that you feel like you're making choices, but you're not really making choices. So I hope they managed to do it as well.
Sometimes it feels like I'm making choices. Other times it feels like they shoehorned it in. Like you had the ability to romance certain NPCs, and I've done that with a few of them, and so far I've not had any repercussions for romancing multiple NPCs. So who knows, it might change.
So one thing that I heard about is a lot of people complaining about buy stuff, like the amount of stuff you can buy in the game. They're saying it's too high and almost feels like it's necessary.
Are you talking about the time saver XP boosters?
For example, on the one there, I'm just reading right now, there's supposedly, quote unquote, DLC, reveal all locations on the map.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For me, actually, I ignored that. Like, I never went to the store to get anything. And thankfully, they don't put it right in your face, saying, "Hey, we had this stuff." Every time you pause on the game, like reminding you to go to the store. It's just over to the side, and you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I can see people, not liking the microtransactions in this game. Because one of the problems I had with Origins that they still have in this game as well is every area that you go to is level gated. So like if I'm like level 10 and I go into the level 20 area and I fight a level 20 enemy, I get killed in one hit. So yeah, there's level gating, and of course they might have done that to maybe people want to buy time savers, but this what I like to see is in the next AC game, if they were to make it to where no matter what area you go to, it scales to your level, so you're never under or over leveled.
Hmm.
And they kind of do that when you like go to like an area that is at your level or under your level. They'll
Hmm.
like scale it to your level, so you're not overpowered.
You know what? I actually don't like that when it's implemented into games. When I
Yeah.
play games, I play them for that feeling of, I don't know, power fantasy, where you just feel absurdly powerful at certain points of the game. And I like
Uh,
one-shotting mobs that previously gave me trouble. Because it's just like,
yeah.
okay, I got better, I improved, I don't want to have to worry about those enemies anymore. And,
Yeah.
and for example, I remember like in World of Warcraft, you know, whenever you would return to like a low-level area, you would just run through it because there was nothing that would be of your interest there anymore. So I
Yeah.
wonder how it's done here. Is there still at least stuff
Uh,
that's of interest in those slow level areas? I
yeah.
know, like quest rewards.
Even though, yeah. The locations that you go through, like the map is like littered with question marks, which are like undiscovered locations.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go there, you can like loot chests, gain experience from completing the locations, complete all the objectives in that location, and loot the chests, and you get different armor and weapons for looting the chests. So,
And do the
but
weapons and armor also scale? Or those are just
you,
like level bound?
well, depending on what level, if you like level 20, chances are you'll get a level 20 piece of armor
Mm-hmm.
or level 20 weapon. But if you like the look of a piece of armor or a weapon,
Mm-hmm.
you can go to the blacksmith and upgrade that equipment to your current level. So,
Mm-hmm. So
but
there's essentially, but okay, so it's not done like transmogrification where you can put on the visuals of one armor set to another armor set. You just upgrade that particular armor set.
yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Mm. I
But
honestly very much
also,
prefer the transmogrification route.
yeah, same here. But also going back to the your power fantasy, I did like I was like level 14, and I decided to go back to like the first area of the game to go back and comb through some of the locations I did not complete in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they're at the same level as me, I guess I've become more skilled at the game.
Mm.
I wipe the floor with them. So
Yeah, that's a combination, but it's not like you're just walking and you just use some random ability and it just one shots them.
oh, speaking of one shot abilities,
Mm-hmm.
I freaking love the Sparta kick.
I can imagine Spartan Kick is, well, since 300, it's been the most awesome moves. Probably since Chuck Norris's Roundhouse Kick.
Yeah, really. Like that move, it is really overpowered. It even when you have not upgraded it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much more I have yet to touch on because this is a huge game like navy battles. Um, Depending on what you do, like if you like kill soldiers or steal stuff from civilians,
Mm-hmm.
you get a bounty, and someone will put a bounty on your head, and they'll send mercenaries after you.
Mm-hmm.
And quite a few times, I'll be like in a high place, and there'll be like a mercenary that's coming after me that's like 10 levels above me, and I'll just like lower them to the cliff, freaking kick them off, fall to the deaths, one shot.
Yeah, that seems pretty powerful, to say the least.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm guessing you would give this game a recommendation, even though it has
Yes.
insane amounts of microtransactions.
Yeah, but for me, they were easy to ignore. Like I know that they're there, but I just pretty much ignored them.
Okay, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's available from anywhere from $60 for a standard edition to $120 for the Ultimate Edition. And if you also want the DLC, the Season Pass is another $40, so it's not the cheapest. But it's a AAA game. We pretty much have to get used to that. Well, honestly, it's $100 with the Season Pass. I think that's like the regular price for a AAA game these days.
Yeah, and not to mention, if you get like the game with the Season Pass bundled, you actually get access to Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered and Assassin's Creed Liberation. So that's 2 extra games for $100.
Okay, so I guess I should speak about the next game. And man, was this a horrific experience. So, you might remember last week when we were doing recommendations, I talked about this game, Hinterhalt 2. God, have I ever been mistaken about a game to recommend. I hope nobody bought this. I seriously hope nobody bought this.
How much was it?
I think it's $10. It's €8 and 19 cents. But I'm guessing it's $10 in Americas. This game isn't worth $1. The developers should be paying you money to play this shit. Okay, so I'm gonna be having a review of this out tomorrow. I have it done. I just need to publish it. But so let me start from the top. The shooting is awful. Like, you literally have a better chance to hit something when you're firing from your hip rather than when you're aiming. That makes sense, right? Secondly, the AI is idiotic. On your team, they just randomly shoot you because you spawned right in the middle of the way when they were shooting. And happens, like, very often. On the other hand, the enemy AI has pretty much aiming bots. Like, you have a weapon that you would be lucky to hit a room if you were standing inside of the room. They can shoot you with it across the map. No problem.
Dang.
On top of that, it's pretty much lying to you. It says, like, we have a campaign, then you will go through the biggest battles. There's no campaign. There's no story. There's no objectives. It's just a battle the same way the skirmish mode is. The only quote-unquote playable mode is the zombie mode, but that one is boring as fuck because the zombies have no intelligence, and there's only one kind of zombie, and they just slowly come at you, so you just shoot them until you run out of ammo because there's no way to replenish your ammo once you fully run out. And that's considering or hoping that one of your quote-unquote friendly bots won't shoot you directly at the beginning of the zombie mode, because that happened like 4 or 5 times. I didn't get to play anything else than this fucking shit, because every time I loaded it, okay, I need to work on this review. I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna play for like an hour. After 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I would just rage quit. Like, holy fuck, this is shit. I can't play this. I'll have 4. The worst thing is the game looks good, and it will bring many people to it just purely of the looks. But it's shit. Like, the review pretty much ends me saying that if this was like a school kid's project, I would tell him, oh, well, you did a great job. You need to work on the AI, and the shooting needs to be big better, or a lot better. But, you know, for like a month's work before you finish your high school, that's a good job. But they charge money for this. This is the second installment in the series.
Wow. Okay, I have one question for you.
Sure.
Is the first one better?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out. Okay, let's actually just look at the reviews. The first one is actually more expensive than this one. And it has mostly positive reviews, so, okay, that one says it has small maps, so that would be better. And that one is actually an RTS. The first one is a real-time strategy. The second one is a shooter.
Wow.
Okay, as a strategy, I guess this could work. I don't know, and I don't want to try. I'm bad at reviewing strategy games. And I don't want to see ever a game from this guy. So, yeah, if you just want to make sure why this game is bad, be sure to visit my tomorrow's review. It will be coming up. And I'm so glad I'm done with this game. Holy fuck. I've never written such a negative review. I couldn't find, except for the graphics, a single positive note. Oh, what? Right. The game never crashed for me. That was literally the second positive note in the game. Like, I don't know how he did it. He made an awful game, but it runs well. Like, there's not even music in this game. Like, literally, I was like, okay, so what can I say about music? Did I hear any music? So I launched the game again. This time just, didn't really play it. Just launched it, loaded into battle, walked away. By the way, what I did to walk away, I literally walked off the map. Because you can do that. So I just walked and I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait a minute to see if there's any music. No, there's no music. This is literally, like, if once we're going to be doing, the best and worst games of the year, I think this is my top contender for the worst game of the year. No doubt about it. I don't think I played any worse. It's just awful. Bloody awful.
Wow.
Don't buy this shit. Buy something else. Anything else. Buy Tetris. It's better. It's more fun. No, literally, no. Don't even buy Tetris. Buy a knife and smash it into your forehead. That's more fun. That's all I have to say, unless you have some questions to torture me with.
No. I will say though, since this will be your one of your most negative reviews, I think in a way that's good for you, because you're not just reviewing good games, you're also you're diversifying yourself a little bit too, even though you had to play a crappy game.
Well, I do play a lot of crappy games, but often I just say, yeah, I'm not going to review this. This was so bad, I was like, I have to tell people. People have to know. I do have one interesting fact. It is much easier to record a negative review. Like, it was so much, I don't know why, but I wasn't making almost any mistakes when recording, because usually when I have like a paragraph of text, I have to take 2-3 tries on it before I get it the way I want it. No, I just nailed this. I was so pissed. I was so in the moment, like, no. So, please don't buy this. It's available at the moment for €7, but don't buy this. Never ever buy this. Okay, I hope you played something better than Edith. Anything else you did?
Yeah, the next game I played is called The Missing, J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories, which I refer to as The Missing.
Okay, the name is quite short, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, where do I begin? This game was made by the same guy that developed Deadly Premonition a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this game starts out, it's like a puzzle platformer, like in the same vein as like Limbo or Inside.
Okay.
And the the main mechanic of this game is you play as a woman named JJ, who she goes looking for a friend after waking up and she's nowhere to be found. So you go trying to find her, and she finds out that she cannot die.
Okay.
So some of the puzzle mechanics revolve around you mutilating yourself to solve different puzzles.
That's an interesting and weird concept.
Yeah, it is. It was weird. It's even weird for me. But
yeah, that's saying something.
Yeah. Thankfully, though, like whenever you mutilate yourself, like you see your body parts, but you don't actually see the gory details. Whenever she gets mutilated, thankfully it just shows her silhouette. It doesn't actually show the gruesome details. So there's that. But yeah, the way that you solve puzzles is very interesting. But also at the same time, some of the animations, like you push a button to after you injure yourself. If you need to, you can push for me, I was playing on the PS4. You push the triangle button, hold on the triangle button, and she pretty much regenerates herself. And some of the sound effects just made me wince because they sound
nasty?
so real. What's that?
They nasty?
Yeah, the sound effects, like hearing her regenerate her bones. You hear like the cracking sound of her bones. Okay.
You don't like the sound of bones cracking?
After playing this, I found out no.
I know my
Especially
fiance hates the sound when you do this and your joint just cracks. I don't give a shit about it, but she's like, eh.
Oh no. Now that I don't mind, but the sound effects that this game has, after hearing it so many times, will make you go, okay, like this stuff, you have to injure yourself so many times to get to figure out a puzzle, and draw out the animations, the sound effects. I'm like, come on already. You really have to play it to get what I'm saying, but it's a weird game.
But I guess that's maybe part of the, I don't know, charm, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It's just if you're queasy about any of this stuff, don't play it. But if you have no problem with it, go for it.
Okay, so Missing JJ Macfield and the Island of Memories, currently available for €24.99 or your regional equivalent on the Steam store. And probably on other
Switch,
platforms.
PS4 and Xbox One.
So everywhere.
So, yeah.
Except Linux, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, as I said, I didn't get to play anything else but Hinterhalt. Anything else you got to play?
No.
Then let's kick in the news for today. So we're going to start with a news that came out pretty much today or yesterday, depending on where you live. Allegedly, there is a PlayStation 4 quote-unquote hack. More specifically, it's a message that you can get that will totally brick your console, and you will need to do a factory reset to get out of this. So, you're the PS4 guy, so can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, so pretty much, people have been receiving, messages, someone reported that it's only, 2 characters long, and when they receive it, it doesn't matter if they check the message, as soon as you receive it, your console gets bricked. That's
interesting.
and I'm gonna go and say this too. I like after finding out about this last night, I actually sent out a PSA message to all my friends on my friends list, and I'll say it here too. If you have a PS4 and you want to avoid this, want to avoid receiving this hacked message, go into your account settings, go into privacy settings, go to messages, and set it to where you cannot receive messages from anyone, and keep it like that until Sony releases an update for the firmware.
So the thing is, I don't think this has been confirmed yet. Like, I have seen a Reddit thread where somebody says he broke this entire team. A few other people claiming it happened to them. But we don't have a confirmation from Sony that it is true at the moment. So
yeah, but...
Do you know of somebody who it happened to, like, personally?
No, I do not. But if it does happen to you, you don't have to factory reset your system to get it working again.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is put the PS4 into safe mode,
mm-hmm.
and in order to do that, just put on the power button after you turn it off for like a few seconds until it beeps twice.
Mm-hmm.
Go into safe mode. And instead of doing a factory reset, just go and click on rebuild database, and that should work. And you should still have all your games in your save file. So
okay, that's better than the factory reset for sure.
Yeah,
but from what I'm hearing, you're pretty much saying that this is credible. You think it's happening?
Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to play it safe here, and for it, just trying to get the word out, just in case if it is true, people will be prepared, just in case.
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the next piece of news. This one will be quick, as it's a topic which we talked about many times. Microsoft announces Project xCloud. So Project xCloud is a streaming service, but not streaming in terms that you're streaming your gameplay. It's that you're streaming a game from like a central server, so you don't have to have powerful hardware. So their shtick is that you pretty much need just an Xbox or a controller that will be paired up to either a computer or mobile device, and that you can then play PC and console games. They actually say that they don't need that much of a speedy internet. They say they need only 10 megapixels. What the fuck did I say? Megabytes per second. Megabits, actually, to be honest. So that's quite better. The thing is, I think it's been pretty long known that you don't need that fast of an internet in terms of bandwidth, more in terms of your ping. So yeah. One interesting thing I think that's interesting about this one's that Microsoft is working on a game-specific touch input overlay, so people could play PC and console games even on their phones. You know, games that are designed with a controller or a keyboard in mind. I wonder how they're planning to do that. If they manage to do that well, that could be a huge thing for them. Like, a huge benefit in terms of what they are actually able to give to their players. Though I'm sure if they manage to do it good, well, all other services are going to copy it in like 27 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
You got anything to say about this one? Because I truly don't have. It's just, we talked about streaming. It's Microsoft's spin on it.
Yeah. What else is there more to say?
So but if you're interested in streaming, but not streaming to from your computer, but to your computer, you seem to have a few options now. Or in the short term, there's PlayStation Now. There's Google's Project Stream, Project xCloud. I think Nvidia has their own service, right? Or they at least had. So you do have a few choices. Okay, moving on, and let's talk about, well, politics for once. This is gonna go bad, whatever we say. So, first of all,
Yeah.
unless we specifically state what we're saying is not our opinions, these are news. Unless we state, in my opinion, it's not our opinion. But Brazil calls for removal of a game from Steam. This game is called Bolsomito 2K18, and it's a 2D beat 'em up that features Jair Bolsonaro, who is one of the Brazilian presidential candidates. And is actually the Brazil's Public Ministry of the Federal District and Territories who has gone on to Valve to remove the game from Steam. The demand follows an investigation into Valve, Steam, and developer BS Studios, and it alleges that the game promotes hatred and violence against minorities and is intended to influence the country's presidential election. So, I'm going to go into my opinion, and I know it's going to go bad, but here's my opinion. I think they're sort of right, for once. So, I'm not saying that Valve should remove the game. I believe in free speech, and I truly believe that even when somebody says something horrible, they have the right to say it. On the other hand, when I read the Steam description of the game, defeat the communistic evils in this politically incorrect game and be the hero that will free the nation from misery. Be prepared to face many kinds of enemies that intend to establish a criminal ideological dictatorship in the country. So, I think that pretty much covers the intended to influence the country's presidential elections. That part. And in terms that the game promotes hatred and violence against minorities, well, what you're doing in the game is that you're killing gays, feminists, and activists. So, yeah. I don't like this game. I don't think anybody should play it or buy it. On the other hand, I don't think the game should be removed from Steam. Either way.
Yeah, sure.
So, what's your opinion of this? If you want to go into it, you don't have to. I know it's a tricky subject.
Yeah, no. Well, hey, for the most part, I agree with you. This game does promote hatred and violence, and the world does not need more of that.
Yeah. But do you think it should be removed from Steam?
No, I do not.
Yeah, it's just like, whenever you go into censorship, it's just... And even if it's censorship for legitimate reasons, I don't know. What I would say, I think this game should have been free and should have not cost money. If you want to make a political statement, just release the game for free. But that's, in the end, not our decision.
Yeah.
There are also claims that this game is just a troll. So, I don't know. Hopefully Steam will not remove it because it doesn't fit into any Steam's requirements for removal based on their community rules that they have. So, I'm hoping Steam will do the right thing. So far, they have been the best company in terms of, well, not being jerks, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move away from politics and delve into money, into sweet, sweet dough. More specifically, let's talk about how much some pro players that play Fortnite manage to earn just from freaking tournaments. So, yeah. Do we have to talk about what Fortnite is? I don't think so.
No.
let's just say it makes a shit ton of money. There was, I think it was over $1 billion in total. Just the mobile app made over $300 million. So kudos, Epic. You made a good game and it's bringing you the dough. But you're not the only ones who's getting the money. I have a little chart of the top 25 Fortnite players and how much they're. I'm sorry, I know the chart is blurry. That's the best one I could have found. But yeah, number one, Bizzle. $322,275. That's some sweet dough, man. Number two, Poach. $277,975. Number three, Morgos. $250,000 on the spot. You know, to a degree, I'm wondering where these guys made sense, because there's like number 7, $100,076,764.47. Like, what tournament gives out 47 cents? Like,
yeah, really.
It's probably like after taxes or something, but still.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, the top 20, everybody's making over 100K. And remember, this is still talking purely about tournaments. But honestly, I think there's something else here to be noticed. If you take a look at a chart, in the top 10, there's only one person who is an American. There's one guy from what I think is the Netherlands. Yeah, it's the Netherlands. Everyone else is American. In the top 25, you have only 3 Asians. You have 2 guys from China and 1 guy from Pakistan. You have 2 French guys, 1 Canadian guy, and 1 guy from Belgium, and 1 guy from Germany. Otherwise, it's all Americans. There's, I think, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 16 of the top 25 are Americans. And I don't think we see that very often in esports.
No, we do not.
So, yeah. But back to the money, you need to remember that even people who are not that big, for example, we know that Nike Mercs, who has 40,000 active subs on Twitch, which is a lot, but it's by far not the most. He's making around $120,000 on top of that. Plus you have donations, plus you have brand deals and sponsorships. I'm betting you most of these guys are going to be making around $500,000 per year.
Oh, yeah.
And the best ones, they're going to be doing at least $1 million. And the most popular ones. Yeah, Nick Merckx, he's the 25th guy, by the way, in his ratings. So, you know what? I'm actually happy for him.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
And it reminds me, the numbers, when I looking at them, it reminds me like what you could have seen in sports like 50, 60 years ago in terms of salaries. So now we just have to wait until we get that one insane guy who gets like $1 billion per year just playing games. It will come. I'm telling you, it will come.
No doubt.
He's going to be like Cristiano Ronaldo of our generation. Or not our generation, the generation after us. So, any thoughts on this?
Good for them.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Now we have just 2 pieces of news left, and both are actually good news. So let's dwell into something that's awesome. We're going to start with West Virginia, the Mountain Mama. As West Virginia Tourism Office announced that they're partnering with Bethesda for advertising and touring opportunities related to Fallout 76. And that's technically all there is to this news. It's pretty much there. We're going to be making some strategies to showcase some of the places from Fallout 76, which, if you didn't understand yet, is taking place in West Virginia.
Yeah.
And there's, for example, there's already a museum. It's called the West Virginia's Mothman Museum, which is also a location in Fallout 76. They're already selling Fallout 76 posters and t-shirts. They're already sold out. They don't have any more.
Dang.
So what do you think of this?
I wonder how long this partnership's gonna last, because who knows, if I like Fallout 76, I might want to take a trip up there to see what West Virginia has to offer.
So there are two things I want to say. First of all, I really want to see like posters in Fallout 76. You know, like you will come to a place and there will be a poster like from the olden times before the apocalypse that would just describe the place, and then we'd be like, oh, that sounds cool. Is that a real place? Then you Google it, and it's a real place, and you go there for a vacation.
Yeah, like I think it was like last week, Bethesda, they invited like some media outlets to go play Fallout 76 at the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia, which is an actual place that you can go visit in Fallout 76.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the second thing I really, really want to see happen, make the shelter in West Virginia. Just make it, and make it like Disneyland. Just for people who like Fallout. There's enough people for that, I think. It's not Disneyland in terms of potential crowds, I guess. But,
or
yeah,
I know they're like at the Greenbrier Resort, there's a bunker, but they can't do anything with it because that's for like storing data on servers. But one thing I would love to see is them turn like a bunker into like a vault.
Now, what I think is they should literally build the shelter at the same exact place where the vault is in the game.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. I just think it would be freaking awesome.
Same here.
Okay, moving on to our last piece of news, and this is our cuddly animal at the end. Lucio's, the cereal, will be coming to the market, most likely. So if you don't know what Lucio's are, or what Lucio is a character in Blizzard's shooter Overwatch. And he's a famous healing skater. And in the game, he has his own cereal called Lucio's. And there are many cosmetics in the game that you can get, like sprays, and you can just plaster them on the wall. You know all that kind of stuff you get in shooters these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was a leak in an online catalog for school food with real Lucio's. And we need to remember, Overwatch, or more specifically Blizzard, has a deal currently with Kellogg's to make some advertising gonna happen. So this could really come to be. And from what we know, Lucio's should go on sale on December 3rd. So it's probably going to be an American thing. So put that in your calendar. I want you to buy them and taste them. I actually have the design of the box here available. So let's take a look at that. So yeah, there's a blue box with Lucio's on it. Apparently they're tasted Sonic Vanilla. And you actually get a free loot box when you buy the cereal. So that's an interesting marketing campaign, I would say.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, honestly, I think it's a good campaign. I don't like the loot box in there, but sure,
Yeah.
cereal.
She, the last video game themed cereal I bought was Mario themed, and on the back of the box, it had like a little amiibo thing that you like use your Switch to scan it, and you actually get like coins in the game of Super Mario Odyssey.
Interesting. Huh. Okay, and that's it for the news for today. Unless you think I missed something.
Nope, you pretty much covered all the big news.
Then let's go into the next section, and that is recommendations for next week. So if you don't mind, I will go first, and I would like to start with a game called Blitzkeep Unleashed. Let me start by saying this. This is a port of a mobile game, which is called Blitzkeep.
Hmm.
But that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Apparently, this game is a combination where billiard, roguelite RPG, and pinball meet. So let me actually put on a video so people watching can see. The game is, your typical roguelike RPG. You go through dungeons, you slay enemies. But the way you attack monsters is you just anywhere you want your character to go and you let him go, and he just bounces off random things, and you're just trying to not get killed, kill as many things, get to the next room until you get to the last boss. That actually sounds super simple. I actually want to play this on my phone, but the original version has been removed from Android. It's currently available only on iOS, so I can't get that. I might go to I might pirate this, to be honest, just to try it on my phone through like an APK file, just... You have Android as well, right?
Sure do.
So yeah, just, download the game directly and try it out, because I think this may be a fun game, especially on phones. And it looks cute. And sadly, the only thing I don't know right now is the price. But it's coming on the 15th. That means pretty soon, like tomorrow. Okay, what do you have to recommend?
First off, I have a game I'd like to recommend Lego DC Supervillains. It's another, of course, it's another Lego game. But this time you get to create your own villain, and it's focused around, instead of the superheroes of the DC universe, it focuses around the villains of the DC universe. So,
that sounds fun, actually.
Yeah, it does.
And for all I'm looking at the trailer, it's not set in the Prime universe of DC.
Yeah.
Because there's not the Justice League, but the Justice Syndicate.
Actually, Justice Syndicate is the story behind that is supposedly the Justice League has disappeared. All the heroes disappeared, and the Justice Syndicate is a alternate version of the Justice League, and they want to try and be this universe's heroes.
Yeah, I think I watched one of the episodes of Justice League, and the Justice Syndicate there were like the Justice League, but in a universe where Superman killed Lex Luthor and they were ruling by force.
Yeah.
Just like killing and, giving lobotomies, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be good. It's a Lego game. They know how to do their stuff.
Sure do.
So it's coming out when?
On October 16th, this Tuesday, for $60. It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, I think Switch, and PC.
Is it 60? I see $39.99 on Steam for the PC version.
Okay, so it must be cheaper on the PC.
Yay, PCs! Okay, second game I would like to show to you guys is called Anti-Factor, which is another shooter, hopefully better than Hinterhalt. I don't know how this could be worse, honestly, so it's probably going to be better. And you're playing as an antivirus that's just been installed, and you're cleaning up the computer by shooting viruses.
Huh.
It actually looks like a decent shooter. I hope it's not bad. I fucking hope so much. Yeah, it's an idea I've actually seen a few times done. Like, you know, you're playing as the antivirus and you're shooting stuff. It's a fairly obvious idea, I think.
Yeah.
But it all depends on how good the shooting is, if there are some additional mechanics to it. But it certainly looks better mechanically than Hinterhalt 2. It looks a bit worse graphically. It looks like a few years old, to be honest. But at this point, I think I would much rather play a game that looks worse and plays better than Hinterhalt 2.
Yep, never judge a game by its graphics.
Oh, there is a point where you judge a game by its graphics. It's the first thing you see. But yeah. Anti-Factor is coming also on October 15th in approximately 15 hours. Okay, what else do you have to recommend?
And the last game I had to recommend is Soul Calibur 6, which comes out on Friday, October 19th for $60. It's the next game in the Soul Calibur series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they won't screw this up too much.
Yeah, hopefully. And not to mention, Geralt from the Witcher series is going to be a guest character in the game. So.
Oh, you've timed this perfectly. I'm showing the trailer at the moment. It just rode into White Wolf.
Wow.
So you timed that
just
one well.
Just so I know, the trailer he's showing right now, I cannot see it, so...
Yeah.
Wow.
One thing I would like to mention, and this is completely, like, off the rails here, but, you know, we do a little pre-show when we check everything's working on a technical level, and Tiger sends me what his recommendation is going to be. This time, autocorrect was perfect. So, you know, I was like reading through his recommendations. Suddenly, so I'm like, Lego DC Supermons, yeah, I thought he's gonna put this one. Soul Calisthenics? What the fuck are Soul Calisthenics? And then I'm like, oh right, that's gonna be Soul Calibur. And then I started just laughing. I was like imagining a game that would be Soul Calisthenics. It would be like, just practice in front of your computer, but don't move at all. It's just calisthenics for your soul.
Let your soul burn.
Yeah, that would be a game. That's a game I want to see made.
Same here.
But Soul Calibur, when is it coming out?
Friday, October 19th. For
Okay.
$60 for Xbox One, PS4, and I think PC.
And there's also a deluxe edition available for $89.99. And I have one more game I would like to recommend this week. This game is called Second, and it's a roguelike card game with an interesting spin on it, as you don't draw cards. And I really want to see how that works. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me, you know? How do you make a card game without drawing cards? So I really want to see this one. It looks decent in terms of graphics, especially cinematics. Those actually look great. But even when you look at it gameplay, it actually looks decent. It's a card game, so it doesn't blow your mind. But I still want to see it, and I'm definitely going to try this out because I have a promise from the developers that I will get a review copy of this one.
Okay, awesome.
So, Second is coming out on the 16th. That's in 2 days. Okay, anything else you would like to recommend?
Nope. How about you?
No, I recommended 3 games. That's enough. So, let's do shilling before the end. Also, one thing should be mentioned
Yes.
for those who didn't see. We have new graphics. They're more colorful colors. Yay!
Yay. They look good.
But shilling, you want to go first?
Yeah. You can find me on YouTube as Tygergamer, and on Steam at Tygergamer. For the most part, I do Let's Plays, and I occasionally might do a review. So.
And you can find me on YouTube as Kralizec Gaming, where I do reviews and occasionally commentaries. Tomorrow I'll be releasing a review of that fucking awful piece of shit abomination of a game, Hinterhall 2. So be tuned for that one. Also, you can find me on Steam at Kralizec, where I do, well, reviews and commentaries. And occasionally a bit of science. Also, be sure to check out Chibera on Steam as we are the first and only existing MMORPG with blockchain connection, or will be once we are fully developed. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. If you are watching on Steam, maybe you want to give us an upvote and follow the blog. Either way, be sure to leave a comment, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for more gaming news as the daily series of gaming news returns. See you guys later with more gaming content.
Yeah, have a good one.